can you just get it off their website?
I don't know. What website are you talking about? Welcome, folks. I don't want to know what website you're playing at because it's not that type of podcast. But welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wobbly Player Syndrome, episode 88. Come fly with me. Let's fly. No more. Trademark. Whatever. We don't want to get sued or anything like that. Because my voice is exactly the same as
they all say.
Yep. It is a bit more normal than it has been the last, let's say, month. And we are here all together. We all look healthy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just dying on the inside.
So, yes, this is our June episode. Shut up about the date now. You don't know what you're talking about.
July. They all both start with J.
They all start with J.
Time is an illusion. June, doubly so.
But you might hear some coughing and spluttering, which gives you evidence to why we didn't record in June. But here we are now.
No, we are recording in June, because July doesn't exist, because Julius Augustus is a prick.
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks, Radio Mike. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you? Not safe for work, Mark?
I'm alive and here.
And welcome back to the state, Adam.
Thank you very much. I'm not sick.
Yes, he's the only one who did it. He got out of town. He saw the plague and went, no, I'm out. It's probably the safest thing to do.
Really?
I saw the picture and I ran.
Thank you very much for the resub. It's still the old icon. It's very depressing. I made new icons and everything. It should be exciting and wonderful. We'll fix that another time, clearly. Welcome. We're going to talk about flyers this month. This week, because we'll record another one next week. But yeah, hold on to your horses. Flyers, and more in particular, aircraft keyword. Because we all love aircraft in 40k. They are played all the time on the tabletop. There's not a game you don't see without an aircraft flying around on it. Am I right?
I mean, I used to run them heaps, but not the good ones.
Yeah.
Only ever the bad ones.
Yeah. I got a Valkyrie that doesn't get the time of day.
I have.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes.
I also used to run planes and hope that they crash and burn.
Yeah, that was the benefit of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my Drakkari, I have 2 jets that are going, yeah, never left home without them.
Yeah, my joke was, what's better than 2 undercosted flyers for the Dark Angels? 4. Overcosted, sorry.
Yeah. I was always a bit perplexed because I took a break and came back and there was flyers in the game.
Yep. This is what happens when you walk away too long. What can we bring back to bring him back? Yeah. But first, we'll get through. That's our topic of the month. And we'll get through our normal stuff, which is going to be interesting because I'm sure a lot will change from now till next episode, which will be recorded next week. Let's do the hobby progress. Not hobby progress. What's new with Radio Mike?
New? Well, I mean, look, just to put things in the correct order so I don't get snarked at for things being in the pre-order last time. The first thing is the Space Wolves Army set, which was technically only pre-order available during the last time I mentioned that it had been released. And the Crusade Armageddon and the Battlezone Manufactorum terrain from main to water. And then we had the actual Codex Space Wolves and all of the attendant Space Wolf shit. Logan, Jarl, Argic, the Wolf Priest, the Battle Leader, the Termies, the Head Takers, the Blood Claws, the Grey Hunters, etc. And then we got the very contentious new drop pods came out.
Why are they contentious?
Oh, because the internet argues about everything is why they're contentious.
It's a fair reason to do it, though.
Yeah, no, a lot of people aren't very happy with the fact that they're kind of built like terrain. Like they're not fully sculpted. They've got holes in the bottom, etc. And that they took the guns off them, so they're just basically terrain now. But I mean, at least they stop people arguing about whether the fucking petals are open or not.
True.
Because that was always a thing. People were like, oh no, my drop pod's smaller because I glued it shut. I can't open it, so it can't be opened. And you're like, yeah, okay, sure.
That works. That's math.
They've even put in the thing for the drop pods where you're supposed to measure from as well.
Yeah,
the
they
fair
actually explain it for a change. And then we got the kill zone upgrade, shrine statue, under made to order, and Codex Chaos Knights. Is that on pre-order? Or is that
No,
actually
I've
been
got my
released
greedy
now?
hands on it. I've been
Yeah, that
assembling
was
Ruinator.
already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't order any Chaos Knights. I
that-
tell a lie. I did order some Chaos Knights, but none of the new ones.
Like those ones.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting that one, but when I discovered that they were a separate kit and that I couldn't kind of mix and match them between Loyalists and Chaos, I decided not to. Because I don't really need that many War Dogs.
That'd be very spiky Imperial War Dogs if you got it. Yes.
I mean, to be fair, I'm using the one who accidentally fell to Chaos. Well, they fell to Chaos because themselves from the future came back to the present and made them look like Chaos worshippers, so they ended up getting expelled, and that's why they became Chaos worshippers.
Sounds normal to me.
Shenanigans. Chaos. 40 Chaos. The Warp. What could go wrong? So yeah, all of the Knight shit. The new Knight Ruinator, the box full of more War Dogs than you can count. Because dogs. You need dogs, man. I told you this. You need more dog in you.
Not factions, detachments, you can run 14 War Dogs.
Nice.
I don't have that
Because it's
many.
what every army needs, man. Every army needs more dog.
Yeah. 14. Can you imagine facing that?
My dog
Oh
certainly
God.
thinks everything needs more dog.
Yes. No, well, the Chaos Knights, since the new Codex, they have been dominating tournaments. And by the time that gets nerfed, it was about the time I'll end up playing. I don't follow the meta, but I go, oh, I've got a meta up. I better paint them up. I finally got them ready for the table. It's all been nerfed. Well, fuck me.
I think
this
we
is what you do, is you hang on to an army until it gets good,
Yeah.
rather than try and predict what will be good.
Oh, I don't chase meta. I mean, I've got
that's
Drakari
probably
and
the best way
Imperial
to do
Guard. Come on.
Mm.
Sorry, Astra Militarum.
You'll have your day again sometime in the next decade or 5.
Yeah. I'll hold my breath.
I mean, I don't think any of us were ever expecting that the Knight armies wouldn't be overtuned when they came out with their new codex.
Well, the
I'm
Chaos
not
Knights
surprised.
needed a big hand. They would just be...
They had
Smashed.
big hands though, so they were set.
Well, only if you kitted them out with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. You build one of every kit. That's how you do it.
Yeah. What
I
was
have seen a berserker with the power claw of a
that? Yeah, I've
Chaos
seen
Knight.
that too. I've seen an orc
Just
one
standing-
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I realized that my BattleTech dude is the same size as a Armiger.
Well, there you go. It's a war dog.
That sounds like a substitution to me.
Yeah.
I was very amused when I noticed that.
Well, I've also heard the new Saturn, what are they called? The Horus Heresy
The
ones?
Sat 9s,
Yeah, are as big as a dreadnought.
they are real fucking big. I need to order that.
Yeah. Do you? Not that we're a Horus Heresy podcast, but what I've heard about the new rule changes, most people I know who play are not pleased.
Everybody says that every time something comes out, though.
Yeah.
So I'll believe it when I see them stop playing, is what I'll say. As for do I need them? I mean, I haven't played the entire second edition of Horus Heresy, but I still bought most of the new bloody models.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I don't need another. I've still got...
They're
No,
cool. They're
we're not
Sat
going
9
down that path.
Terminators. Of course I want some. I
We
think I
don't want to
actually
talk
have
about
a,
unpainted stuff, so let's get a hobby progress. Now, I've only got
Unpainted
myself and yourself will work it out in a sec. Myself is this button. Yeah, oh, that's chaos. That's weird. I've been
Me.
yeah, I know, it was weird. Those 3D prints you printed up for me, I've finally put some paint on them, so I'm putting the dreadnoughts together for my salamanders in time for the new book. I haven't tried anything different with it, but I am trying different things with the Ruinator. You see that it's started to progress. Instead of using the airbrush mostly, I'm actually hand painting. Instead of putting the rust over the top of the metal, I'm actually putting the metal over the top of the rust. And I like how it's come out. So keep an eye on that one. Follow the thread, and you'll see all the step by step, including which paints I'm using, to give you an idea how to replicate the wonder that is me. Let's move on because we need more time for this guy because there's a lot. All right, that is you. I was confused when I saw an Emperor's Children. Went, oh, hang on, that's
Oh yeah, I painted the Emperor's Children. I started painting the Emperor's Children ages ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been bouncing around like an idiot between about a million different Blood Bowl things mostly, and more recently even Necromunda. I don't think I've actually fully painted anything in the last 2 months. Just half painted or started painting a lot of different things, just so that they're not staring at me in grey. As I was saying before we started, I've built nearly every single Blood Bowl team that's available for the new Blood Bowl, and that's a lot of fucking teams.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get some of them painted. Like mostly lately I've been painting elves and undead and chaos of various flavors of elf and undead and chaos and Norse.
Nice.
And like Necromunda trucks.
Did the Old World Cathay come out now?
Yes, I think Cathay was the most recent pre-order, and I was super tempted to buy some, but by the same token, I'll probably never use them. So
Never stopped us before, right?
I mean, it has. That's why I didn't buy any Legions Imperialis yet, even though I wanted to,
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, I'm never going to use it, but
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's how it works. That's how we progress. Stay tuned next week to see how that's changed.
bah, bah, bah. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff here that I've been painting in the last day, a couple of days that isn't on there.
Yeah, I'm hoping to actually finish the night by next week, so be excited.
Hoping to
I might
paint
finish a cargo 8 ridge hauler by then.
There you go.
Could happen.
I could go drop my Carnifex in a bottle of wash.
There you go. Do it. Join us. Alright, let's get to that battle report. There's 2 battle reports. That's not me. I'm excited because it's Radio Mike.
Oh, which one is it? Are they both me?
Yeah, there's 3 battle reports, but 2 of them are you. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because one of them was me playing Nathan, and that was me using the Emperor's Children for the first time, and him using his the pirate orcs that he made using the Arcanaut flyers as trucks and shit, and a big Necron Crescent Gorkanaut thing.
I know.
Made out of a knight.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. Man, it was a long time ago, that game. Look, we basically both rolled into the middle and we tried to stomp a mud hole in each other. And I think I won. Did I win? Shit. I can't remember if I won or lost. Oh, jeez.
You put it on the ladder, I'm assuming, clearly.
Oh, yeah, obviously I put it on the ladder. Let me just check.
You have to put it on the ladder even to win the wooden spoon.
Yeah, no, I haven't put it on the ladder yet because I'm a fucking moron. I was just checking to see what I wrote here. Oh, no, that was the other game. My game was... Oh, yeah, I did win. Cool. I won like 35-10.
There you go.
Because my guys were super fast. And we didn't have the widest table in the world.
Yeah, okay.
So I charged some of his units in the first turn.
Nice.
Because the Emperor's Children are fast and I rolled high.
Yeah, because Alpha Strikes are dead in 10th, remember?
Yeah, you can't charge people in the first turn.
No.
Yeah, Emperor's Children are real speedy little buggers.
I want to see them versus the World Eaters because, yeah, they'd probably run so fast they pass each other. Hang on.
But yeah, it was cool. The Kakov and I were cool. The Noise Marines, they were pretty sick. Probably the MVP with the Noise Marines and the Lord Exultant killing people with his spear.
Oh yeah, he's a little creature.
Yeah, he's a little bugger. And then the second game was my son playing Nathan. My son was using his Death Guard, and Nathan used his Thousand Suns. And the Thousand Suns brutally mullered the Death Guard like in nobody's business.
Wow.
Yeah, look, Nathan was just rolling super well, and from memory, he was rolling super well, and he was getting convenient objectives, and you know, he's been playing for a lot longer than my son. So shockingly, he annihilated him.
Put on the ladder. It might be a fight for the wooden spoon in your household.
I mean, it could well be, eh?
Yeah.
The
I need to
prestigious
check if
award.
Alex. I need to check if Alex has actually gotten a third game. I think he
That-
may or may not.
That's his
I'll have to
second,
check.
I think. At least his second, so.
Yeah, it's at least his second.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my third this year.
Qualify.
If
Sit
I
back and
put it
retire
up.
now.
Yeah, I retire undefeated from the world of video game boxing. Yeah, because I played John, and I played Blood Bowl, and I played Nathan.
Yeah.
So I have actually played 3
all
on
over
the
it.
ladder. Yeah.
Alright, I played a game against with my Death Guard. This must have been the first game with the Death Guard Codex come out, and I ran the Terminator detachment. So I had 14 Terminator units.
That was not against me. That's
No,
good.
it wasn't you. It was 14 Terminator units against, they were resilient. And then the 2 Demon Princes and Mortarion just sort of walked up and went clobber. So Anthony was definitely running around getting all the secondaries. So I just went, you know what? I might just rip off your face. So we did end up winning, but it was only by 7 points in the end, 68 to 61. But the new detachment was very fun. I have tried the other detachment of the vehicles.
Yeah.
That did not go so well. That was against you, wasn't it?
You still won, technicality, but you won.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll move on from that one because that was a big error on my part.
You still won on the leaderboard. It shows that you won.
Moving on.
I'm kicking your shins. but you won.
Yeah.
Side note, I got those games wrong. I played the Thousand Suns because it was my first game with the Emperor's Children, and it was Nathan's first game with the Thousand Suns. And Alex played Nathan's Orcs
Okay.
because in the first turn, he got he hit a precision shot with his one of his buggies and one-shotted the Death Guard Warlord.
Oh.
Just rolled max damage and got a precision shot and one-shotted the Warlord in the first turn before Alex got a turn. So that contributed significantly to him getting mullered.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yes.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I thought we
Unlucky.
were both playing a new army, and we were. It was because we were both playing our Chaos armies that we had only just got.
There you go. Well, you'll have to update the ladder because then next week we can give
Yes,
people
I will. I've just been
halfway
very
through the
sick.
year where everything sits because they're all at the edge of their seats wondering who's on top. I actually don't know. I haven't looked at it myself.
Yeah, when it comes to the ladder, I'm definitely apparently a bottom.
Adam was on top for a while. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I've had some losses.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's go to the house.
You play another slow grow, and I'll show you how it goes.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. All right, we'll have our
See,
little break after that, and then we'll come back and talk about our topic of choice. All right, you got, I think, 30 seconds to do your hair. Go.
See, I like.
We're still hearing us.
From under ridge crawlers because they're cool looking, and it's not something I often paint. So I wanted to paint some really rusty trucks.
There you go. Why wouldn't you? But they can't fly. Welcome back, folks. Hope you got your hair done in time.
Depends on how much the trucks annoy me.
I was watching, totally side, watching a YouTube video of shark attacks in movies, the best ones. And number 18 was where the shark took down the plane.
Oh, yeah. That was in fucking... was that in Sharknado?
No, it was giant octopus versus giant shark or something like that. Mega shark versus giant octopus. And the shark decided to take down the plane that was going past. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about flyers, shall we?
Built a helicopter with a taxi.
Yes. 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 What was that from?
So yes,
That's
flyers.
from Die Hard 4.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes, that was good. I remember that now. It was
I
good.
think not 3, it's 4, yeah.
Yeah. With a
Die Hard with a
vengeance.
Vengeance or
Yeah.
something like
No, yeah, it's Die Hard. I can't believe there's another one.
Would you just die already? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah. All right, folks. We're going to talk about flyers, in particular, more that aircraft keyword. What is an aircraft keyword? Aircraft keyword is vehicles such as jets. I know, surprise, that have a very restricted range of movement, a restricted range of actions, and stuff like that. So the question is, do they actually have a place in 10th edition because of these restrictions? They always have to move. They can't stop unless you've got hover. But then if they've got hover, they get killed very quickly. They can't...
It's also worth remembering that they have to pick whether they're hovering or not at the start of the game. They don't
Correct.
get to swap between the two.
Correct. That is true. Not all vehicles can hover either. So you have to have that keyword in there as well.
I still think Orc jets should be able to hover, because if you believe in it, it will happen.
Too much red paint for it to slow down. So
go
aircraft can only make normal moves, so they can't advance, they can't charge, they can't fall back. They must move in a straight line. They can pivot up to 90 degrees, and they cannot do any actions. And once they leave the battlefield, they go back into strategic reserve. They also have to start in strategic reserve. Discuss.
Useless.
Good. And we'll see you next week for episode 89.
Well, you want my honest opinion?
Yeah, I don't disagree. So,
I mean, I get why they tried to sort of put it in, because, I mean, you sort of think about 41st Millennium and why wouldn't they have airstrikes and stuff?
because I still have bikes with wheels.
But, like, in game terms, I just never seen them work in a way that sort of gels with the rest of the actual, like, game.
But they used to work. Well, they used to have a place. Like, I'm comparing. Like, I've got Dracarys. I've got 2 Razor Wings. Man, it's been so long since I've used them. Not the bombers, the fighters. And I've also got a Valkyrie for my Imperial Guard. They're not Astra Militarum, they're the Guard. You know, CJK, I got it, I know. And they worked well for the Drakari, but didn't work well for the Imperial Guard. But that's because
I mean, they did work well for the Imperial Guard at one point. At one point, they worked way too fucking well. And I feel like that's been the problem. They've never balanced flyers remotely well. They were either massively overpowered or massively underpowered, and they haven't found a balance at any point.
So with the question of they haven't found a balance, are they trying, or are they just trying to encourage not to use them by making them, you can't put them on the table until turn 2?
I felt like for a while they were trying to balance them, but they weren't good at it. But they haven't tried as hard since they started doing the super regular updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It almost... Because they don't get a lot of love in the model department or anything like that either. So it may well be that it might be one of those things where they're just trying to legendize them and remove them.
The treatment they've gotten over the last 2 to 3 editions has very much felt like they were trying to get rid of them. Like, they've gotten rid of they've legendized almost the entire Imperial Guard flyer roster.
Yeah.
And, you know, when was the last time you saw one of the special Space Marine anti-air tanks, the 2 that they have? Because no one fucking takes them. Yeah. Or the Hydras that the Imperial Guard had for shooting down flyers.
So, I was just going to pick up on that fact that you're saying that you don't get the anti-air weaponry for the tanks and stuff.
Well,
like
now there's heaps of it. You know,
There
everything's
is a
got
lot.
like a pintle-mounted anti-air gun on it.
Yeah, and that still has a place because the keyword that they are good against is fly, which does include demon princes, land speeders, and stuff like that. So things that can actively do things on the tabletop. There's no anti-aircraft as such.
Yeah, and a heavy stubber firing at an aircraft feels silly anyway.
Not if it's an orc. Come on.
Yeah.
So your experience
I-
with flights, Adam?
I enjoyed them back a couple of editions ago where, yes, they'd circle around the whole board and they just keep going around in circles. And they'd just pluck off things because they've always got the long range, 72 inches and stuff like that. But I really loved my orc planes because they'd crash. And I'd always try and aim and try and make them crash into something. But to me, I haven't played them for years, couple of editions, I'd say. They're just, in my eyes, wasted points. Unless you're going for a story plot, army and you're going, I'm going to fly in, I'm going to drop them and stuff like that. But you want to make it a fun game, then you do it. But yeah, to me, they're in a place where they're not in a good place at the moment.
Yeah, and it always felt like they should kind of come through, do something, and then leave, rather than just doing
Which is
tiny little
basically
doggy laps
how they
around.
were intended to run with like the previous editions where they had like a massive movement and it was in a straight line and then they would leave the table and come back onto the table. Like that was kind of what they were supposed to do.
Well, I think that's
They were
what
supposed to come in strafe and then come back in from a different direction.
I feel like that's what they're trying to do with them now because they start off the field.
Yeah.
But once you're on, you can turn that 90 degrees and start doing your square dance around the place. It's a lot of points. Most of these are not cheap.
Like
units.
the most fun I've had with flyers was when I was playing like 5,000 plus point games and you could take a small like cluster of 4 or 5 flyers off to the side doing like this group of flyers full of fucking scions are going to go over there and the rest of the army's going over here. You don't have enough points to do that in a 2,000 point game. But in a really big game, it's really cool being able to do the combined arms thing.
Yeah. So if we look at the Imperial Guard, they used to have the Navy officer who would have special ability to help aircraft and stuff like that. Well, he's still in the game. But their flyers, their aircraft, as you mentioned, essentially gone, except for the Valkyrie. I think that's the only one that's really left that's not legendized and still available to be purchased.
Even the Vendetta got legendized.
Yeah. Don't I get it? So if you're taking that out... Sorry, go on.
They've still got a place in Armageddon and stuff like that if you're playing the big ones.
Oh, I love Armageddon.
Because they're good for that.
Yeah. But what are they do? Valkyrie comes in, it's got a bliss skill of shit, multi-lasers or some missiles. It can drop some people down. That's useful. I did enjoy the rules with sort of you spend all that money for a fly so you can drop, then you'd have to see if they landed right. Because if they don't land right, you kill them. It's great.
I mean, there were so many things like that, though. Like, I've lost entire squads of Terminators to that.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Teleport malfunctions. Woo!
Bring back the scatter dice. Come on. Do it. Forgot where I was going with that, so talk amongst yourselves.
It was the high points value.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You all know the points in front of you, don't you? You've got it all there? I'm sure you do.
That's what I was just bringing up right now.
Oh, nice. Good. That's nifty. I also did this earlier, but on a different screen.
I was curious how a Rogel Dawn lines up with a Valkyrie. And the answer is 190 for a Valkyrie or 240 for a Rogel Dawn.
So it's 50
That's
points
not that
less.
dissimilar.
No, 50 points less. More guns
Fuck
on the
ton
tank.
more guns
Tank
on
can
that
start
tank.
on the table. That's hilarious. Yeah, it doesn't... I don't know. All right, so what armies does that hurt more, if any? that their flyers, their aircraft, don't really have a place in the game. For me personally, it's my Drakari because I have two of them and I relied on them because all I had was witches, so that was my shooting for my witches army, and that was the choice made by me. Bad one at the time made sense. Not great now, but yeah. So now I really trying to run two of those in today's game. It's just a lot of points for not on the table as often as I would like. Unless I decide to make them hover, because they last long. Just trying to remember how much the damn things are worth now.
Damn. So a Vendetta
Yeah.
in Legends, which doesn't have much going for it, costs 15 points more than a Rogel Dawn.
Rogel Dawn. Wow. The Razorwing Jet Fighter is 170 points.
Oh, apparently the Avenger Strike Fighters are still in there. So a couple of the Forge World ones are still technically. Oh no, that's in the index. They're probably not in the.
Not in the Codex. Yeah.
No, they're not in the Codex. Definitely.
No.
They were in the index though.
So, folks, if you are listening, if you're using the flyers or you had flyers in your armies, let us know how you feel about it as well. Do you still use them? That would be good to know. And maybe I should try another Drakari battle. Oh my god, why would I torture myself with that? And put them in and see if they can do anything. I can't see how they would work very well.
I used to really enjoy them as well in Horus Heresy.
Yep.
They were really cool for that, especially the what was it? The Lightnings, I think, could take these ridiculous missiles that were single use, so you could bring it on. It would alpha strike, completely annihilate some kind of super heavy, and then it would fuck off.
Yeah.
Then maybe come back and do something later. So they potentially could at least get their points back by murdering something big.
Yeah,
and then leaving again.
And if that's the plan that they have to do, that they need to basically come in on the second turn and leave on the third turn, then come back on the fifth turn. Okay, if that's what your preference is, point them low cost.
Yeah.
Because
in the index, the Avenger was only 130. That's not too bad.
Yeah, because if you have
not fucking 255.
Yeah, 170 to 255 worth of points that you only get to use 2 turns out of 5.
Yeah.
No one's going to make that investment. So, what I thought was very strange when it comes to aircraft and how pointless they are, is Heldrake still keeps popping up in the cast books.
Yeah, I mean, I've built 2 of them for my Emperor's Children because there's so few things the Emperor's Children can take.
Yeah. But are they worth it?
Probably not.
Probably not. What do they do? I mean, they're due for an update, but I still love the model. I would hate to paint one, but I still love the model.
Oh yeah, painting them sucks.
They're a pain in the ass.
Been painting one in here, but it's lots of little tiny bits.
But they're 200 points. They don't have.
Yeah.
They do have hover. So yeah, because that's what you want to do with them. They come with.
Well, yeah, I mean, hovering makes sense for them, like to come in, especially if they've got the flamethrower. Hover makes some kind of sense.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to get murdered.
Yeah. The flamer's still only 12-inch, so yeah, it's going to get absolutely smashed. It's D6 plus 3, 6 minus 1, 2 damage.
So the only good thing about the Heldrake is it's got the Airborne Predator, which is each time the model ends a normal move, you can select one enemy unit that it moved over during that move and roll 2d6, adding 1. Yeah, fly over, and on a 4+, it suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Which is okay, but it's nothing compared to what it once was.
200 points for World Eaters, or even Emperor's Children. Where would you rather spend that 200 points?
Yeah.
Well, how much is a Forge Fiend? Maul Fiend? What's the one that you can have World Eaters allowed to have?
Let's go to Angry Angron.
Angry Angron?
That's my list. That's what I've called it.
Yeah.
Forge Fiend is 150 points.
Yeah, I know what I'll be taking.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Emperor's Children, and it's like 130 for a Mauler or 195 for a Heldrake. It's like, yeah,
Yeah. It's not really
I feel like the
gonna.
Mauler's going to get more points for it.
Yeah, and it's gonna start on the field from the start. It's got reroll hits and things that are close. Plus all the dice that you get for the corn. Blessings of corn. Oh my god, yeah, you wouldn't be. You'd never play a Heldrake unless you're fluffy. Right, that's disappointing because I like that model. Needs a bit
Yeah,
of
it's
an
a
update.
really nice model.
Yeah.
There are some fantastic flyer models out there, and there's some that aren't that bloody old either. Like, it was only like 8th edition when Dark Angels finally got access to the non-Dark Angel flyers from the Space Marine Codex. And
So
it's
Yeah.
one of the few unique models the Dark Angels have. Also, you notice they legendized both of the Space Wolves flyers in the Codex.
Did they?
They had two, and they got rid of both of them.
But they can still have the gunship. And
They can have the standard Space Marine
Yeah.
gunships, but they can't have the. They legendized the what was it, the Storm Wolf and the Wolf Wolf.
Oh yeah, the Wolf.
Yeah, the gunship and the transport. They got rid
Yeah.
of both of them
Yeah. Okay. You just jump
from
on
memory.
a wolf, and the wolf will fly. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I can't remember what they were called because I think I've used them once.
No, I like Woof.
But it's just interesting seeing how much points these things are, because I mean I just called up the Space Marines, and like a Storm Raven is 240 points, which is literally like Bobby G Land.
Yeah. How much is
Yeah.
a repulsor?
It's like that's kind of the root of me saying it seems like they're trying to get rid of them. They're point costing them out of use. They're so fucking expensive that no one uses them.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if you look at like a Storm Hawk or Storm Talon, you're still in the 155 to 165 range.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there's any options or anything like
Where
that.
they can hover and stuff. And remember, they have to wait till turn 2 before they can come on. They can't do any actions. So, board control, they can't count towards engage all fronts. They can't hold any objective markers. Where are you spending those 200 points?
The biggest thing I feel that's against them is you compare them to any of the new vehicles, which have a bajillion guns, like all of the new Marine stuff and the Rogel Dawn and all these things. They're fucking festooned with weapons, and most of the flyers have got like 2 or 3. And so the flyer's only going to be there for a couple of turns, and it's just not going to lay down enough damage to be worth that amount of points.
No.
I mean, it's great, it does give you, it can show up somewhere where the enemy wasn't expecting me. Well, it's like, can it?
Yeah, and with the game so focused on getting secondaries and primaries, killing stuff is not the end-all, be-all. It's now achieving those objectives themselves. Some of them is killed, yes, yep.
Yeah, and I just can't see you sitting on an objective with a flyer.
Well, they'd have to go and hover, and it still can't. The rule is they can't actually hold an objective. Do they have OC?
And
They wouldn't have OC because that.
Some of them used to have cool stuff, like the guard ones could grab, shoot, drop their guys out. The Dark Angel one could drop a bomb on cunts that would completely fuck them up that turn. So you could get some real, okay, this comes in and then it softens up this target and then my infantry can annihilate it because it's been massively weakened by the flyer.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have kind of lost that stuff. So you can't even do that?
I don't know, I mean, I'm looking at the Storm Raven in terms of guns, and it is looking at a repulsor.
Yeah, you might as well have the repulsor because...
Yeah, the Storm Raven has the most guns out of any of them, though.
Yeah, I know. That said, the Stormhawk and the Storm Talon are rocking what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
They got like 3 guns each, don't they?
5 weapons, and you can change one of them for 3 options.
Okay. Still can't
so
achieve stuff apart from killing, and that's wait till turn 2.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is fly on, delete something, and try not to get killed in the next turn.
So I did just have a look
Yeah.
at the Void Raven bomber for
Whereas the Nephilim
Jakari.
has what, missiles and las cannons.
Yeah, so the Jakari bomber it's 235 points, and has a once per battle special ability.
Yeah, the Nephilim, is it, had that, or was that the Dark Talon?
I love how
Like
it's-
the one that
yeah.
had the time bomb could use that once, and that would just, you could use that to wreck things with it.
Yeah, but it still has melee weapons, which I find hilarious.
As you do. That way it can fight assault squads.
Yeah, as they jump around. Oh,
So,
they fight the Heldrake.
2 planes flying together.
Yeah.
Well,
Top
Heldrakes
guns.
did do that. They were
Yeah.
bastards.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Heldrakes were nasty.
Yeah, that was it. They were fun. I didn't like when they come on the table. I was like, oh no. But now, if someone put the flyer down and go, okay, good.
Well, I remember the first time I ran into the Heldrake Apocalypse formation back in like 5th edition or 6th edition. The Heldrake formation in Apocalypse was, you have 3 Heldrakes. If you take this formation, then in the first turn they all get to move 180 inches and they hit every unit they move through. So they just went across your line from dares, and they could just go through some multiple tanks and just tear fucking holes in things.
See,
They were
thematically, I love the visual of that. But
Yeah,
damn.
it was really cool sounding.
Yeah.
It's just not, doesn't really fit in with the game, where you just wind
It
up
wasn't
going
balanced.
Yeah, and just it was just really a big FU to the other person you're playing against, really.
Yeah, I lost like, a half dozen tanks in that before the game started,
Wow. So, playing the devil advocate thing, it makes sense that they should not be in the game, because a battlefield is a battlefield and planes just sit on top of the battlefield. They fly back and forth.
Well, yeah, their planes should do something.
Yeah.
But it's hard to make their my brain just fell over.
Hard to balance it.
Contribution.
And make it work.
It's hard to make their contribution appropriate.
Yeah.
So, if you're playing a game of 40k and you see someone bring aircraft, what's the reaction? It's rude to laugh at them.
I would probably be like, hey, that's really cool, because they're cool models.
Yeah.
They are. And the rule of cool is definitely something that they are very much a part of. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, that's an interesting choice.
Do you focus on trying to kill them when they hit the table finally? Are they risk enough for you sort of go, oh shit, I need to take those down?
It would be very dependent. I get the impression that a flyer serves a similar purpose to a land raider and some of those other like big distraction devices, where you put it on the table to draw fire away from your stuff that's actually going to win you the game.
But by the same token, it depends on the flyer. If it's a Storm Eagle that's full of Terminators, that's a lot of dudes that it's going to drop somewhere you don't want them to be. So in that case, yeah, you probably do need to deal with it. But a lot of flyers probably aren't worth shooting unless you've got, a reason to shoot it.
Yeah. That's the only thing you can see. Because they can't hide, remember?
Yeah.
Because they're aircraft, they can't hide, even if they're behind a
basically
building.
every bastard on the table could see it.
Yeah. So there's no cover for them. Yeah, it just makes it hard.
Yeah.
Makes it hard. I'm sure when I put down all my flyers, the first thing the World Eaters go is, I need to charge that.
Do they still have the penalty to hit and all of that?
No, that's gone away.
No.
They don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
So if they go out in the open, everything can shoot them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember because I think it was 7th the last time I looked at flyer rules properly. They had like minuses to hit and stuff like that. And
there's been a
it
couple
was
of
only the
different
actual
versions of it.
anti-aircraft stuff that actually had the
Yeah, it was a
stuff to
benefit of
shoot at
doing
it
that.
properly.
Well, that's changed because the anti-aircraft is now anti-aircraft 2+ or 4+. It's not a +1 to hit, so it's an
Yeah,
anti.
because there's no
Yeah,
negatives to hit them, so there's no bonuses to hit them.
yeah.
Yeah, because that, and I mean, you could probably make the argument that should come back.
Well, the
Because
Dracarian ones do have stealth, so they still have -1 to hit because they're stealth, but that's because that's their special ability. It's not an aircraft -1 to hit across the board.
And I think that was a big part of why people thought they were too powerful, though. Like, they got rid of that because if your opponent had a flyer, you were just like, oh, either I've got anti-aircraft stuff or I just can't deal with it.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
especially in
like,
Orc with a 5+ is standard, and then
yeah, it's like
hitting
I need a 6
sixes.
to hit the fucking thing.
Yeah.
What am I wasting shots at it for? I once had a game with my Imperial Knights where I didn't have any of the anti-aircraft gun and fought flyers back in a previous edition of Apocalypse, and it was like, okay, cool. My non-blast weapon knights are running around snapshotting at the flyers in the air because my opponent's army was all flyers.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
And it was the dumbest game in the world. Anything that landed died instantly, and my guys ran around trying not to get shot from behind.
I used to only shoot at planes if they were the only things I could get to.
yeah.
And then at the end of the day, is the only thing I shoot is the plane. I'm just going to do something. If I put one wound on it, I'll put one wound on it, but then it's just going to go out of range in a minute. So it's just try.
Yeah.
It depends on the payload as to what it is. Like, when someone rolled up to me in Heresy with a Storm Eagle that had Angron and a bunch of Assault Marines in it, and it started charging towards my table edge, I was like, I need to stop that getting to my deployment zone or I lose this game. So I shot it the fuck down, and Angron stood up out of the wreckage and came running.
Yeah, how'd that go? Yeah.
He killed about a third of my army on his own.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
about Angron.
And this was Heresy
On
Angron,
brand.
not like
Oh,
not
okay.
like super buff Angron. It was Heresy Angron.
Oh dear. Yeah. Now remember, aircraft don't have to leave the table. They have that 9 degrees. They only have to move at least 20 inches. So you can do
you
that
can
square.
you can jank them around.
Yeah.
But it does mean that sometimes you might not have a shot.
Yeah, that's the other
Although
thing.
now you've got unlimited fucking line of sight. It doesn't matter. You can shoot in 360.
Yes. Yeah. Let's not start on that
yeah.
one.
So
That's
they
an
just
episode on
circle
its own.
around, blatting everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They were
making
more
you less
interesting
popular.
when movement mattered.
Yeah. Angles mattered. Yes. Side armor, rear armor. Yes.
Well, even
arc of
outside
fire.
of side armor and rear armor, like when you had a line of sight on the thing and you had to actually pay
Yeah.
attention.
My left sponson can't shoot to the right. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a different episode. Because I
Yes.
can rant about that on my own, yeah. Yeah, happy to have 4 people rant with me. Alright,
Color of this beard, of course I'm going to rant about that.
alright. Fix them. What are you going to do to fix aircraft? How do you make them viable?
It's really tough because I mean, they've been trying to make these things work for what, 20 years?
Well, there's a question, have they? About that as well, so.
Well, I mean,
They
how many
were
editions?
trying
Let's
at
put
the
it,
start.
okay, let's put it. I'll take a step back. As it was the worst decision they made adding aircraft to this game.
No.
Why?
They've made worse decisions.
Was one of the really bad decisions, and now they're going, shit. How do we recover from this? Because people get upset when we legendize certain things, and aircraft as a whole. Like individually, they go bip 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 bip, but as a whole, that's a pretty big call to get rid of aircraft.
From a game like balance perspective, the best thing is probably to get rid of them. Just because it is, they are a superpower. I mean, even in real life, they are a superpower. So like as a disruptor of the balance of your battlefield, you're like, that's literally what they're for. and like they are cool, and I really like them, like as models and stuff like that. But in the game, they just suck the fun out, really.
Right, so we'll go back to how do you fix it?
I like the idea where you said drop the points, because they don't have the best guns in the world. Drop them, and then you're going to start seeing people because they're going to go, oh, I've got 100 points spare. I'm just going to throw a plane on, and let it get shot, because while they're shooting the plane, they're not shooting my infantry.
Yeah.
And it's just 100 points.
It's difficult as well to balance because not every army has them.
Yep.
Yes.
Like they've stopped. For example, the Votan don't have one. They haven't even thought about releasing a flyer for them because they're too new, and they came out after they started trying to get rid of flyers. You'd kind of have to. That was the problem they had originally. Like a lot of armies didn't have them, and so they were slowly kind of releasing flyers for every army.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, well, they've got a flyer. Flyers are really good. Why don't I have a flyer?
Yeah.
When they first started coming out, CanCon increased everyone's spending allowance so that you could buy anti-aircraft guns without having to change your army. That's how good flyers were, because everybody who could take them took them.
Yeah.
So you kind of need people to have the options. Otherwise, some armies are just better, despite the fact that some armies are just better.
You mean it's not
but
balanced?
you would have to. Sorry?
It's not balanced?
Because, you'd have to drop their points, but then you would have to kind of make it so that you weren't just making any army that had flyers better. And you probably would need to give them some extra durability because everyone can see them.
Yeah.
Or make them super cheap because they're going to die instantly.
Yeah, I agree.
The other issue is when they're flying around and it's all las cannons and, whatever, that they just delete everything too.
The vehicles
like
themselves.
a flyer can roll in and delete something by surprise, and then in retaliation, the flyer gets deleted.
Yeah. Again, depending on the aircraft itself, Valkyrie's not going to kill stuff.
Yeah,
I love looking at these NIDS flyer stats because, like, you have all the flyer stuff, and then they've just put guns on it that just are rubbish.
Yeah.
I think back when I used to play tournaments, I regularly ran whole units whose job was, well, like, yeah, they're going to die, but they're going to kill their points value first, and then they're going to die.
Yeah.
So there is a place for units that come in, delete something, and then get annihilated.
Yeah, but they have to be cheap enough.
Yeah.
But you could argue that is a balanced unit.
Yeah. And, some flyers have sometimes been like that. As I said, that's what my lightnings were for in Heresy, because they could fly in, unleash all their one-use shit, and annihilate something, and then the enemy would be like, well, fuck that, and kill them.
Yeah. I don't know if points is enough, because they're still... Alright, they can kill a unit before they get killed themselves, but because this game is so focused on the actions and secondaries... That spare points, like if it's chaos, you might put a Nurgling or whatever.
They don't interact well with secondaries, especially if you're playing randomly generated secondaries. If you've got a flyer, you're just fucked because your flyer just can't interact with that because they may not be on the battlefield when you need them to be on the battlefield.
Yeah. Is there an opportunity to allow them to participate, such as
Give them all
engage
hover.
your fronts? Yeah, well that's
and let them hover.
Once they become
go
hover,
back to the old ways.
Yeah. Usually when they hover, that means they're very easy to hit, and you can actually charge them.
Give them the ability for the battle edges.
Sorry.
When you get when you get the secondary for the battle edges, because they're going to be practically sitting on the battle edges. Let them get that.
Mm.
I think part of the idea with something as maneuverable as a flyer is that you can use it to stop your enemy running off into a corner to score a table edge.
Yeah.
Theoretically, you can use a high movement thing to get over there and shoot it.
Yeah.
But they're just in such a weird place because the way they've been fine-tuning, 8th, 9th, 10th has moved away from making sense with the way flyers were designed.
Yeah. Doesn't help they made the table smaller as well.
Well, they actually, if you read the rules, they didn't actually, like, it still recommends, at least in my Leviathan thing, it still recommends a 6x4, but the rulebook itself doesn't say that.
Yeah.
The rulebook says, oh, you can play it on a really fucking small table, but the Leviathan thing is like, no, it needs to be 6x4.
So you can fit your flyers. Come on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's why I ate Nathan a bit, because the table wasn't wide enough.
Makes a difference. I was watching
It
someone
does.
say, there's only 20 inches between each other. That hurts.
Yeah, 20 inches, 4 inches is a big difference.
Leave that alone.
Yep.
Alright. So, overall, flyers. Not in a good spot. If I
They're
was
in a tough
starting a
spot.
new army, would you purchase a flyer for your faction?
I literally
No.
just did.
Ha!
I've got, actually, I already had the 2 Heldrakes for my Emperor's Children. I just never built them. I bought them when they were good.
Yeah.
And never built them because I never built that Iron Warriors army I was going to make back in like 6th edition or 7th edition or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I literally did just build some for my brand new army, but I didn't buy them technically.
No, you already had them. Yeah. Yeah. That was a weird thing when they turned up in the Emperor's Children book. I said, what? They got rid of everything else, but Heldrakes are still there?
Yeah, they got rid of like the long range anti-tank
Yeah.
vehicles, but they let them keep. I guess it's because a Heldrake vibes with a Mauler. Like they're a close range, fuck you up kind of thing is what they feel like.
Yeah.
They
I'm
want to get
still
in there, set you on fire, and then claw you a bit, and then fly away.
Yeah. Still odd.
Hi, Daniel.
So, Mr.
Good
Tyranid Space Marine player, would you ever get an aircraft for your army?
No.
Good chat.
Having a quick look over the Tyranids flyers, it just wouldn't completely not be worth the points.
I don't think there's
could
any
literally
Codex
get anything
aircraft
else.
for them, is there?
Not in the Codex. They have
No.
like what Crones
They've
and
got
Harridans,
Harpies.
I think,
Yeah.
don't they?
Harpies are the
Harpies have got fly, not
All I know is
aircraft.
that the
We're
one
talking about
time I
aircraft
fought-
keyword.
I
No,
fought
no,
against
they-
Tyrannid flyers once, and I knocked them out of the sky with my heavy stubbers, and then punched them to death with my knights.
Yeah, no, Harpies are flying aircraft.
Okay, I've got Harpies, I think, from Old World.
They've got hover
Right.
as well.
Yeah. So there doesn't seem to be, I don't know, is there a penalty if you go into hover now? I know, I just jumped around a bit
There
there.
isn't a penalty. You just don't have all of the speed shenanigans, so you're not as
Yeah,
fast.
you've got to move characteristics up to 20 inches instead.
Yeah, you're not remotely as fast. So you're much more, but you're still above the terrain, so you're going to get shot.
Yeah, but if you start in hover mode, you do not have to start in reserves.
Yeah, hover mode can be deployed on the table, so then
Yeah,
they can
but
get
then
alpha
get
strike in the
Alpha
first
strike
turn.
first turn. Sounds good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the points are for these, but I assume they'll be equivalent to the other horrifying
Yeah.
things.
What about you, Adam? Any flyers in any aircraft in your future?
I still have a purple Heldrake built from when I was doing the Chaos Space Marines. No, I can't see unless I really want to just make a story-led army or run an army that's, fun and has a story.
Yeah.
So if I ever go back to orcs and stuff like that, I like my orcs and I like the planes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because black plumes of smoke coming out the back of an orc, it's a story led. But would I make a list to play anyone else? No, I
I
wouldn't.
remember those Dakar jets were fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
Like
were.
just such a stupid amount of shots, and they just showed up and face fucked whatever was in front
Yeah.
of them.
And then
And
when
the-
they
and
died,
the
they
Burma-
took... Yeah, sorry, go on.
and the burner bomber was just even worse.
Beautiful.
But yeah, like I've got so many flyers that I picked up for like dumb story shenanigans. Like, you know, I've got the Arvis that I got so that I could put my rogue trader and stuff in it, and you can't use it for that. You know, like my most common use for flyers has been, yeah, this is an inquisitorial detachment that's attached to the rest of the army,
Yeah.
which you can't even do anymore because like you can't put the stormtroopers, like you can't put all the special inquisition stuff in the flyers.
Yeah.
Only an inquisitor.
There's some iconic aircraft like the Valkyrie, drop as you said, grav shoot, the Black Star, Corsair.
The Corvus Black Star, yeah.
Yeah. There's just some.
The Nephilims and the Dark Talon.
No, I've never heard of them.
I will say one thing.
The Primaris
They make good-
Lightning.
They
The
make good
Avengers
terrain.
Stormfighter.
They make good terrain. Well, yeah, my Valkyrie is now is a crash site when playing. Yes.
I've been meaning to pick up an Aquila because I've got the terrain piece, but I don't actually have the flyer.
There you go. Put it on your checklist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a Valkyrie. I've got 2 of the jet fighters for Drakari. But would I ever buy anything else that's an aircraft? No. Unless you give a knight some wings, I'm happy.
I still want to get a Thunderhawk because I've wanted a Thunderhawk ever
I
since the
love
little one came out in like '95.
Oh, the most expensive model ever?
Yeah, no, it's not the most expensive model ever. It's not remotely more expensive than the modern high-end Titans.
You should probably check because it's just recently I just saw something that said the most expensive. This is the one in the wooden crate. Thunderhawk gunship.
Yeah, it was like £400 when it came out.
Well, maybe it's the most expensive now because they don't make it again.
Oh yeah, it's out of production and you can't fucking get them. There was like
Yeah.
1,000 of the bloody things,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Before 3D printing, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've spoiled my side rant. I'm upset with you. Must have been good. No, not a clue. Not a clue where that was going.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind having like one of the Space Marine gunship ones, but it would just be like a table model that I'd put on a shelf somewhere. I just could not see myself putting that into an army of any kind.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. When they came out, they were £400. £400 now is like $1,000. A Warlord Titan is 1,800 without any arms or head.
Yeah. I remember.
And then to get the
So-
arms in the head is another 1,000 or more.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The Chaos Knight. There is actually a stratagem that lets them deep strike. Deep strike. Chaos
Deep
Knights.
Strike Chaos Knights. That's hilarious.
Who wants to play me next?
Ento said he will with Grey Knights.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I will.
get
The
scared
minute
of
the
them.
Imperial Knight Codex comes out.
Yeah.
Could probably do it with NIDS because I'd probably have enough coverage to actually block you from deep strike.
That's it. You've still got to find that 9-inch bubble, and they're not small.
You've
Yeah.
got to find it. You've got to find a spot to actually
Yeah.
drop him.
Back of my
I'll play with my
detachment.
Astra Militarum and I'll try and take almost nothing but flyers.
Well, there's the other part. If you put flyers there, then you can't. You've now stopped that deep strike, right? Because you're now covering more board coverage, more board control. So, is that enough for them to be valid? Board control to stop the shenanigans. There's a lot of armies have up and downs. There's
Well,
a
yeah,
tactic.
like there are niches for them. It's just they
Niche,
don't
yeah.
seem to. People don't seem to be using them for that
No, they do not.
because they're so expensive. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to pay 260 points for a cool. This gives me some board control.
Yeah, with a couple of guns, and I'm going to get hit because I can't hide. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
when you could get 2 or 3 other full units for that, like,
Yeah. It's a hard argument to make them worthwhile. Oh, they have an OC of 0. Okay, so they do still list them as an OC. Okay. So maybe in Hover they get an OC, but no. No, they do not. Yeah. Alright. Anything else you want to talk about
But yeah,
flyers?
like the high end. I really liked the vibe they've added. I've never been anti-flyer in general. I've always liked the idea of it. They've always struggled to make them not overpowered or massively underpowered.
Yeah.
They either they got rid of all of the shit that made them almost impossible to shoot, at which point they died instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had the time where old mate was running 6 Storm Ravens in one army and just cheesing the hell out of the tournament.
Well, yeah, and you had like the fucking breakfast tray where there would just be a Necron army that was all croissants. Or you had the, my mate Vidar annihilated people with an all Valkyrie mounted guard army, did horrible things to people back in the day in the tournament circuit.
I do remember when I first started playing the guard and I had my Valkyrie. I wanted a Vendetta. I went, oh, I want one of those. Yeah. I can see him turning around the battlefield, just tearing people up.
Because they were fucking nasty when they first came out. Like, I've got 3 of them. Because that's how many you were allowed to take.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't see my Valkyrie ever being back on the field, but yeah, I'm just going to find my Astral Tarim, my Imperial Guard, my Catachan. Find it hard to get them on the table as it is.
All right. With them not being not being dedicated transports anymore, I own more Valkyries than I'm legally allowed to use. Because I had enough of them to run an entire Scion army in Valkyrie.
Oof. New Thunderhawk is 1,500 apparently. There you go.
That's expensive.
That is expensive.
Yeah, it's less than like the 2,000 plus you're going to pay for a Warlord Titan.
But a Warlord Titan is a substantially larger model.
True.
It is. I've not managed to set mine up yet because I don't have space.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, folks. I think we've talked about flyers as much as we can, unless you've got some other insight you wish to add. No, good. Good chat. All right, so folks, I think we've come to the conclusion that they do not really have a place, definitely not a place in competitive 40k. Casual, if you want to tell a story and you like the fluffy bits. Who doesn't like the fluffy bits? How do we fix them? Make them cheap. What else? That was it. Make them, if they're in hover mode, they're allowed to actually do some board control stuff. I don't know. Was that it?
Give them some sort of abilities for secondaries and such.
Yeah, maybe throw in a secondary in there that's regarding to aircraft. Because the game at the moment, if you can't actively achieve it, you just redraw. So you could still put one in there, but then you're playing an aircraft for maybe I'll get one.
They don't want to put secondaries in that are like, oh, it's it's another secondary I can't use. I drew the psychic one. I don't have any fucking psychers.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, I remember those.
It's a feels bad moment.
Yeah. But you if they can't be done like that Horde one before they tweaked it, you could just redraw it because it was physically impossible to do because the army you're playing against wouldn't allow. So.
Okay, I didn't realise that was a rule. That would have been helpful.
I still haven't played the new cards, so we'll find out how that plays. Alright, folks, let's wrap it up because we've got to save our voices for next week when we record episode 89. That's right, our monthly podcast is coming to you next week.
Join us next week.
Yes. Thank you for Nurgle for moving away so we can actually record this episode. We appreciate that. Much love. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Greg. Oh, you're welcome, mate. It's anytime, mate. And Radio Mike, please take us out.
We strapped in, we set our phones to airplane mode and got to the chopper. But what was the outcome? Does that shit fly? Or did I go down like a Led Zeppelin? Oh, the humanity. It's a pretty tough sell. But anyway, don't forget to join us next week for more Wobbly Player Syndrome.